Alrighty, hello. This is gonna be a two-part video. I just wanted to capture the beauty of this build. The build in question is Fulcrum Chieftain, just Fulcrum Chieftain. In my opinion, or at least as far as I'm aware of, there are only two variations to play this build. One is cast one stunt, Giga chill, just relax, just get hit idiots and don't die, and stack your rarity, farm your maps. Very nice, very chill, very cool with how you can flex the entire build, because all roads lead to Rome, right? So you can kind of put in whatever, and as long as the fundamentals are there, it's gonna work. So this is pretty cool. The other variation is actually using a button and a skill. Damn. I mean, in terms of playing a little bit more proactively, right? So you actually deal the damage with spells, which gives you the possibility to actually do like uber bosses, which no matter which variation you pick, it kind of takes a while with both, but with the cast one stunt variation, the only downside really is that isolated boss fights with no ads, because your main damage, if you play the Fulcrum, because what Fulcrum does is just reflects ailments, so it reflects your ignite, so then you stack ignite duration, you get the big ignite, it gets reflected onto you, and you just run around the map and kill stuff by touching it with your ignite, because your ignite spreads in a whatever meters radius, and this kind of works like righteous fire, right? So you run into stuff and ignites, touches stuff, stuff dies, stuff might explode because of your ascendancy. This one, big explode is big ignite, you have giga ignite, you run into stuff, stuff dies. Very cool. Problem is if there's only one boss with a giga billions of HP and there's nothing you can get the explosion of, you're just kind of useless. Obviously you have tools like Penance Mark that spawns mobs, but those have like what, 45k HP. So if you're mapping and you are isolated in a 1v1 with the boss, it's kinda, yeah, you can kill him, but it will take a while. If you're trying to farm Ubers, you can do that. If you're trying to farm nightmare maps, right? You can do that. You probably won't die, or maybe sometimes, but it's probably gonna be fine. You can kill the bosses, giga fine, you can tank most mechanics, but it takes ages to kill them. That is annoying. So I decided with Minion Pact being added in this league to give that a try. So I have currently two variations of this build, cast one stunt and the Hex Blast of Contradiction version, which I found on some Asian YouTube stuff. Very cool. Still not giga broken, but it's just a different way to play the game, slightly different. You have one button now and you have a little bit more damage when it comes in 1v1 scenarios, and you kinda can scale more damage, which is pretty cool. However, I still want to capture both builds, so we're starting with the cast one stunt Fulcrum this video. And yeah, I will quickly go on about what this build does, as I already did, and then showcase a map. Talking maps, currently I'm not giga invested. You don't really need the Mage Blood. You don't really need anything, actually. You can do this in solo self-found, there's no problem. You somehow need Fulcrum. You don't really need Fulcrum even. Well, if you want to play the Fulcrum build, you obviously need Fulcrum, right? But it's not like build enabling or something. You can play without, just play Righteous Fire, Fire Trap, whatever. But yeah, this is pretty cool with Ignite Reflect. Now, what you need with this build is Fulcrum. How much is it? 50 chaos, 20 chaos. Hello, nothing, right? You need a Cloak of Flame. You don't even need that, but it's quite convenient for a build. Cloak of Flame. 1 chaos, come on, man. Then you need this ring. It drops everywhere. You don't even need to buy it, right? It just drops everywhere. It's 1 chaos. I don't even know why people bother putting it in, but thanks for that. And you kind of need this for bosses. It's not needed. It's just your best reliant way to deal damage in a single target fight, because you spawn in mobs that can explode and give you the big ignite from an explosion. And also the stats are quite convenient. Life is nice, even if it's not a lot. Chaos Risk is quite nice, and the elemental aimment duration on you is nice, as well as reduced effect of curses if you're just starting with your character and you don't have Giga Investment, or you're just league starting, whatever. It's quite nice. Fancy stats. Same for this one. This one doesn't really need any stats, so pick one of the corruption, like cannot be poisoned or something. Pretty cheap, pretty cool. So this one you need for the cast when stun, 100%. This is just for bosses, quite convenient. This you obviously if you want to have Fulcrum, right? But nothing's really needed. The rares are just pick an item with a fracture. Any rare, really. Pick an item with a fracture you want. For me, it's rarity. Even though I don't even know if rarity does that much, probably not, but I like stacking rarity. And this build surely gives you the option. Pick an item armor-based for physical damage reduction with a fracture you like. Spam an essence, whatever you need. Maybe you need Chaos Rares, maybe you need Dex, whatever you want, right? Whatever, maybe you need minion life, whatever you want. And then, well, just be happy with your item at some point, or do suffixes cannot be changed. Not suffix. Well, suffix cannot be changed, and Veiled Chaos Orb for some cool prefix, for example. This is an option as well. Or where do I have it? This is something else. This one, for example, right? I picked Rarity Fracture, then I slammed Aura Gems with an Essence until I had only Aura Gems. Then I said suffixes cannot be changed, and then I just slammed Veiled Chaos Orb and got my socketed AoE gems, and then I just multi-mod. Quite simple as that. It's expensive if you want to go expensive, you don't have to. Anywhere works like that. Early rares are just basically, yeah, you don't pick rarity, you pick Chaos Rares Fractured, or Life Chaos Rares Fractured, or Chaos what? Or Life Fractured, or Chaos Rares Fractured, Dex Fractured, something like that. Whatever you want, right? It's super simple to craft, super cheap, and if you're fancy and you don't mind swapping the ring every here and then, you can craft yourself a ring for maybe rarity or whatever you want. Even you can go damage, you can go mod save, whatever you want. Actually, whatever you want. It's giga simple. If you look at the Atlas tree, you can flex a lot. Like, if you're not level 100, you can just cut both of the cluster jewels and you're gonna be fine still, right? You can do crazy stuff here. You don't even need to go like this. You can do crazy stuff, whatever you feel like. It's gonna be super fine. You can even flex a bit with the second ascendancy, like get another ring and drop this out for some unique whatever. You don't need this necessarily. You can flex a lot with unique jewelry stuff. These ones are pretty cool, but not needed. Unflinching, more endurance charges. You don't need to go endurance charge stacking, but it's quite convenient because endurance charges give reduced elemental damage taken. And if you take a look at the PoE for this character, I mean, like, this is quite nice. 400k EHP if we are stationary for seconds. If you're not stationary, it's a bit lower, but still, it's still quite nice. Mandatory, not really mandatory, but pretty nice. It's just stun and block recovery, so you can actually move since you're playing cast when stunned, right? And where's the other one? Damage taken from stunning hits is recovered as life for some HP, right? This one is not needed. You can flex. You can even not go Mage Blood. You can go a belt with an anointment, for example, and then where is it? Take brutal restraints with Bala Bala, because Bala Bala says gain 4 flask shots, perma flask shots. Just play 3 flask and have perma flask up. If you go flasks that are, where is it? Like this one, reuse at the end of flask effects, extra quality and charge recovery, and then you are curse immune and have your 5 maximum fire res and fire resistance permanently up, because this flask will go forever if you only play 3 flasks. It's very convenient. You can do lots of stuff. Like I already said, all roads lead to Rome, right? It's currently in Mirage. Lots of stuff got nerfed for this build. Lots of stuff got changed or that you can make use of. And overall, I'm very happy with this build, because if we talk maps, you can run you can run 60 or 80% Delirious, full Juice Breach without any problem. The only thing you gotta look out for is you can't run all the mods. You can make the build work to be able to run all mods. However, I didn't bother doing that because I don't on planning running the Scarab of Risk. So for me, I just picked out Out of Exile Regex and put the mods out that I don't like. Drowning Orbs, I hate those. Those are really annoying. You don't have to put those out, right? But if you want to play those, you definitely need Frostblink. You can put it in, no problem. These one I don't like as well. These one I don't like. It's just I just don't like it. It doesn't really matter, but I just don't like it. Penetrate elemental resistances. It's not needed to put that out, but I just want to be able to stand AFK still. And if my resistances are down by like 20% or more, or 20% the max, I'm not even sure what's the max on roll, but if my elemental resistance are down 20%, it's I kinda have to care a little bit. So it doesn't matter. Critical strike chance, you don't have to put that out because conveniently you are usually crit immune because hits against you cannot be critically strike if you've been stunned recently. However, if nothing attacked you and there's some Wildwood Giga buffed mob that one-shots you, because why not? Happens very, very rarely. In this case, I just put it out because I was playing with a friend who I didn't want to die, so. Reflect, you can easily get Reflect immune, but I put it out. Bloodstained Sawblades, also very easy. Those don't really bother me, but they're quite annoying if you don't want to move, and I don't really want to move. Same for the resistances. Non-curse hours from skills are quite... Now they are not as bad. I could leave this in, because if you don't run Purity of Fire because you have 90 auras without that, then it doesn't matter that much. However, it's still annoying to not have your Determination and stuff running, right? Regenerate life mana, those are both doable, but only if you use different items. Like for one, you need Defiance of Destiny to be actually unkillable, but yeah, that's that. Less effective curses on monsters also doesn't really matter, but if you're in a 1v1 unique mob scenario, if the enemy is curse immune, you can't use your penance mark, so you can't summon enemies, so you won't ever get your explosion off. This is quite annoying. And avoid elemental elements. This is the only mod that you can't really run. You can run it, but it's completely bricks your build and is super annoying because the core of your build is that your ignite spreads. So you somehow kill a mob group, somehow. Any mob group, right? You kill it, and one mob will explode, trigger your explosion, and the explosion will proc a big ignite, and this ignite will spread to the entire mob group, and you just chain clear, kill everything. Pretty cool. So if they have 100% chance to avoid elemental elements, A, your ignite won't do anything, and B, it won't ever spread since it doesn't do anything, so you're just running into mobs and nothing really happens. It's quite annoying. So this is kind of the only mod that is annoying for you. But also if you play a different variation of this build, doable, but for this one I put it out. So if you made your maps the way that those mods are not affected, you can just run whatever. For this one, unique mods, yeah, let's just do this one. Is this fine? Oh, right, wait. Ah, yeah, no, it's fine. I add one daily orb actually, so we're at 80 daily. And yeah, I run Cemetery because I like the map, not because it's better than Dunes. I just like the map personally, so that is that. We have a big Juicer Scarab, this one, two of those, and Wildwood. Standard Fuguna Atlas Tree, and yeah, let's just showcase the map. Talking skills, by the way. So let's see. What is your usual setup? In your 6 link, you usually go face run. It has a 100%, by far over 100% uptime. So it has 100% uptime, but it's not even close to not be 100%. This is pretty cool. You get a bunch of movement speed because it's linked with enhance. So we have 61% increased movement speed. Very nice. Life tap, so it's always activates because we don't have really any mana. Good recovery support, not needed, but it's a new gem. I just wanted to try it out. Very cool because I run Steel Skin to be not bleed immune, but this is kind of my counter to bleeding currently. And some well, damage mitigation, right? And automation. So it automates. This is our 6 link. This one is just auras, determination, flesh and stone, and malevolence. Flesh and Stone, really cool. However, it is really cool because you kind of wanna stand in the enemy, right? And this is based on proximity. So even if the enemy is in your aura, but in the outer space of your aura, it's not 21% less damage. However, you kind of want to be in the enemy for your ignite damage, so this is quite convenient because it's actually 21% less damage then. Same for Arctic Armor because you like standing still, right? And if you're standing still, you're taking 21% less physical damage and fire damage, 20% also. You're convenient. So those are your auras. You usually early on run Purity of Fire, obviously, for the max fire res. However, you can go around with that, or make more space for more auras if you want. You can even go Herald of Ash if you like fancy visuals, but that is not needed as well. Then you need a setup that kills enemies with anything, right? So I chose Wave of Conviction of Thratus. It's pretty cool. You can go Firestorm of Pelting. You can go Volatile Dead of Steel. You can go whatever is fun for you. It would help if it deals fire damage, obviously, but you just need anything to kill white mobs or blue mobs. So it's cast on stunned, Wave of Conviction of Thratus, and Call the Weak with Life Tap. This is how I kill mobs. Then we have our 16 in the chest. It's cast on stunned, Flame Surge of Combusting, so it creates burning grounds beneath the enemies that are ignited, right? With Detonate Dead of Scavenging. Detonate Dead of Scavenging, very important because let's say you are doing Beyond bosses for whatever reason. But let's say all 3 spawn, right? Let's say it takes ages to kill one. However, if this one is dead and the corpse lies on the ground of the one, if Detonate Dead of Scavenging hits the corpse and anyone is near the corpse, you get big ignite, or you even just one-tap the other boss that is next to that one. It's very cool, very cool. However, not needed. You can also play the Detonate Dead of Scavenging. However, the Volatile Dead of Seething, I mean, or usually, whatever you kind of want. It's kind of, but Detonate Dead is big base damage, so it's quite nice. Because our build doesn't focus on damage, actually. It focuses more on survivability and rarity. Damage is kind of always there. You can min-max it, but it's not needed. Yeah, Life Tip obviously, because its perma goes off and costs mana and stuff. Item rarity support, so that either the explosion or the burning grounds actually gets the kill with Culling Strike, so we get more rarity. So a 16 is completely flex also, it's not needed. It's just convenient to have some Detonate Dead stuff, right? Because we just need to kill blues or white mobs for the big explosion, and the rares and the uniques will just die to the explosion. This setup, except for Arctic Armor, is completely optional also. For me, it's cast 1 stunned and Purifying Flame. For it's just spams Consecrated Grounds I can stand in. Early on, it's reduced effect of curses if you don't have 100% already, or just extra life regeneration, right? And Frostbomb for reduced life regeneration rate for the enemy, because a lot of times you're gonna face an enemy that gets healed by Maven or has some shrine or there's Consecrated Ground, and this just helps a little bit. However, you don't need it. You can put Frostblink in here, you can do whatever, you can do so much stuff with this build. Just check on PoE Ninja for different variations of this build. There's so much really. But I like mine. It's focused on rarity maxing and rare items instead of much uniques. You wanna look at the flask. Everyone takes Ruby Flask obviously for max fire res. If you don't play Mage Blood, you get less, obviously. Because here you get 9% even, this is pretty cool. But if you don't play Mage Blood, and for example the Bala Bala that is always active, you still get the reduced effect of curses on your right. So you're not full curse immune, but combined with this one you're curse immune, combined with Consecrated Ground you're curse immune. It's super simple. Quicksilver Flask to be fast and chance to freeze shock and ignite, because you need the 100% ignite chance, or the build will feel really clunky. So you just need that somewhere. And for me, Granite Flask for now to be poison immune. However, if I play the different variation of the build, the other variation I play Sulfur Flask for increased damage, because with Mage Blood it's like 85%, right? And Rarity, because I like Rarity. What Rarity do I have? Ah, that is not a lot. Hello! Ah, this doesn't count. Okay. Ah, because I have to click on it. Okay, so if it's Detonate Dead, it's 444. Good number. Nice. So that is that. We are stacking Rarity. I don't know what it does actually, but yeah, that is that. This flask is completely whatever. I never use. I just don't want to. I could either put in an insta heal flask if I run Mage Blood, right? To have some insta heal if I'm low, obviously. or Progenitus, or more whatever you want. There's so much to flex here, but however, let me show you a map. Finally, after 20 minutes. However, yeah, I kind of covered everything, I believe. Everything important. That is. And yeah, this is 80% daily, tier 17.5 map, full Giga Juice Breach, and let's go. We just, hands-free, walk into mock group, explosion triggers, we have big ignite now, and we just now start running into its legs so hard. I love doing this for the loot explosions and it's so profitable. However, it just lags, and because of the whatever. Wow. Yeah, we want to find the boss quick first to kill the boss so we don't get boss altars. However, where's the boss? Here's the boss. We just try to get a big explosion. If we have a big explosion, I think we got the big explosion. We click the arena, move to the boss and try to kill him with the big explosion. Sometimes it works, sometimes we are just cooked. Now we are cooked, and because this build is somewhat semi-optimized, I now have to turn off Malevolence so I have enough mana to cast the Penance Mark and then turn on the Malevolence again. And now we're just staying AFK on the boss. He can't kill us. He can't kill us, don't worry. Sometimes he can if there's some weird... If he's like triple empowered by Wildwood stuff and there's, I don't know, Shaper influence also and there's Shaper beams, then you might die. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like if you don't have a big ignite. Took a while, but it's still fine, right? It's still fine. Now we move on, boss is dead. We now find altars. Check some uniques, it's fine. And yeah, just find altars before we walk into... Oh, there's an altar. Into any breach. What do we have here? In terms of blue altars, we can do every altar, every single altar except for one. The one we cannot do is... reduce recovery per endurance charge. Now obviously you don't have to play this endurance just stacking like I do, but I just like it. I personally find it very cool, so I'm gonna do that. And this also means that I always have 6 endurance charges permanently. And well, I can't recover energy sheet life or anything. And this would be really bad since obviously a big reason for why we don't die is because we play block based. But also, it's not the block itself necessarily that makes us so tanky, it's that we get life recovery if we block from a lot of nodes, or I think it's more than one, right? I think it's recover life when we block and regenerate life when stunned, right? So it's stunned and block, very cool. And recover 50 energy when we block spell damage. So we perma block stuff and get perma stunned, and this is why we perma regenerate stuff. I think I died here because it's 80% daily. I don't run 80% daily that much, but usually it's fine. Usually I don't die. I like 60% more because this doesn't happen in 60%, but if you do this content, right, can you do harder content? I'm pretty sure you can't really do harder content, can you? Well, 100% delirium, obviously, but I mean like in terms of farming, right? Every other farming strategy is easier than this, I believe. Maybe maybe essences in T60 maps. I'm not sure about that one. I haven't tried that in a long time. I tried it at first when I set this build up, but I had like 0 investments back then, and it obviously did not work well, especially not if you want to level. But currently, well, I am already level 100. Oh, I triggered this one too. But yeah, currently I'm level 100, so I don't care if I die once or twice. So I put in the 80% delirium. It's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna brick my map because, yeah, maybe I die here and there, but this was an exception that I died there. 100%. I'm serious. This it's not the normal case that I die, and it wasn't even in a breach. That being said, the more mobs attack you, the tankier you are actually. That is one thing. The other thing is that he just died passively because of my ignite. See how strong this build is. Just because I killed a lot of mobs and Got big ignites. Got big ignites. I can just kill 80% daily bosses like that. Giga nice. So that begs the question. Yeah, okay. Then why do you have the other version of the build? I don't know myself. Honestly, I don't know myself. I honestly don't know myself. This is so cool. This is such a cool build. I love it because sometimes you want to play proactive and just do really lots of stuff. Sometimes you just want to turn your brain off. And the amount of turning brain off you can do with this build is just beautiful, right? Whenever I want to check something, I don't have to pause the game, right? I just look at the second screen and just chill here. I can't die anyway. It's giga fine. Oh, hello. Well, I can die, obviously. I already died. you just saw me die. So that is that. But you kind of get the point, right? In terms of... it's unlikely that I die. And if I want to level up, I'm not going to do this content, right? And if I'm not doing this content with 80 daily, I usually don't ever die, except you're doing 60.5s without checking the mods. This is the way to die without checking the mods, 16.5s, because some of the mods are like drowning orbs. I don't really know what their deal is. I think I don't know if it's bugged or intended, but the problem is basically because everything that touches me stuns me, right? This is kind of what my build does. I get touched by anything, I get stunned. It's fine, I want it, right? But usually I don't notice the stun. However, if I get touched by something 100 times a second, I can't move. This happens very rarely only, very rarely, but it happens. And the drowning orb deals damage like 100 times a millisecond, I believe, something like that, so it perma stuns me. So if I touch it, I'm not slowed, I'm frozen in place, and I just die if I don't blink out of it. But I don't have Frostblink currently. The reason why I don't have Frostblink, by the way, if you're wondering, because it's so easy to just put it in, right? But or in a different way, I don't lose anything important if I put it in, because did I need Purifying Ground here in this map? Not really. Did I need Frostbomb here? Not really also. It's kinda, why you, right? But I don't know, I like this. And I don't like Frostblink because, well, I like Frostblink, obviously I like it, but it's like, Phase Run is permanently up. Right. If I would use Frostblink, I probably would just get it again and I wouldn't really lose it. But earlier, if you're not like on 100% phase time uptime and it permanently triggers, you cancel the phase time movement speed effect if you use Frostblink. So you most of the time were faster if you were just walking wherever you wanted to go. So I kind of went and got used to this this playstyle to just walk wherever I want to walk and not feeling the need to blink since I'm very fast anyway. I'm not like... I'm not sure. I think... I don't know about rarity still. I'm not... I would love to know what kind of drops I would have lost if I wouldn't have any rarity. I feel like since rarity is a mod on my player, right? So there can be rarity on the map, and it multiplies with the rarity on my character, and that multiplies with the rarity on the mobs, and that multiplies with stuff like, for example, Delirium, because Delirium is another layer on the mob, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So to have another rarity multiplicator on your player, it does do a lot in terms of overall What is with Croesus? Why is he killing me? This is the second time, right? Does every breach doesn't even get close to dying ever, goes to Croesus, non-buffed? Guess you die. Yeah, guess I die, Crosses. Guess I just die. Unlucky. But yeah, obviously, if you wanna level, you maybe just do double daily orbs, like only 40% daily and not 80%. Then this surely would not have happened, I'm pretty sure. But now we have the problem. Oh, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Now we have the usual problem. The usual problem is there is Big Boss. And Big Boss can probably not kill us. Okay, okay. Maybe I lied. But usually Big Boss can't kill us. Okay, he's double empowered. He has crit buff. Ah! So that when we don't get stunned, we are not... Okay, I see the problem. How do we get this? We just need a big ignite from here, I believe. Because he has crit buff, he crits with everything, and if we are not stunned recently, we are not crit immune. And if we're not crit immune, he hits us, his first hit is a crit, right? However, the good part is, by the way, the interaction with stun and block is that even... that I never had this. This is a bit crazy, okay. That is a bit crazy. That is a bit crazy. That's okay. That's the only way he can kill us, I believe. If he crits us and we're not crit immune because we didn't get stunned recently. That is quite annoying. That is quite annoying. How do we kill this guy? I will zerk him down later. For now I will just do the Mirage, I believe. And I will do the Mirage. More currency. Yeah, this is quite nice. Mirage, same procedure. Look for altars. And look for cool stuff on altars. Okay. But yeah, this is kind of the only reason why we would wanna play a more proactive version of this build. Because, as you just... what is this shit? As you just saw, usually I can kill the boss, and the only problem is the time it takes me to kill the boss. It's not like I have to be afraid in normal cases that the boss kills me. That is a rare case, actually. But it would be cooler if we could just damage him and not face tank all his abilities, right? This would be way cooler, but with the archetype of our build, cast when stunned, and our ignite, we kind of want to either stand in him to deal damage to him, or find a way to spawn a lot of monsters next to him, so that they explode around him and he gets the explosion damage. So yeah. You could also dodge his abilities, that would be an option too, obviously, but that's nice. See how cool this is? I can just loot while stuff is going. Oh, I lied. Oh no, please. Yeah, but I can technically just loot, right? I almost lost the breach there, but I can technically just chill, just loot, do my stuff, and I don't even have to click a button. I just walk into enemies. These rares are usually not an issue too, because those are a lot of monsters hitting on me, and the more hits on me, the more I block, the more tanky I become, kind of. Not to one-shots though. That was cool. Very nice, very cool. very, very nice. So let's check for loots, and in that time I will think of stuff that is worth mentioning regarding the build. Well, if you are just starting out and you're not that deep into knowing stuff about Path of Exile, you can always go to Fox, P-H-O-X. He plays Righteous Fire Chieftain. He focuses on Righteous Fire and spells to deal damage, but to get even the newest of the new players started, he has done so much work to provide everything you need to know and to make it as simple as possible. And you can truly follow his build until you are ready to try out Cast Stunt. However, I myself made a video with Cast Stunt that I was just leveling this character up until level 64, 67, something like that. And then I just put on the usual Cast Stunt gear, meaning I just put on Cloak of Flame, some cheap as now I crafted my rares myself, but the rares were only focused on doing like giving me life and chaoses. That was all basically. And I put on Blood Nudge, the jewel, and the other jewel as well, and Fulcrum obviously. And I had all my gems on level 1, and I just sprinted into a T11 map, and I just died. But then I eventually got the hang of it, that I'm perhaps with level 1 determination is not so tanky. So I eventually killed the mob, and explosion started, and I just blasted through the entire map with 10 decillion movement speed and giga moods fun. And yeah, you can see that if you want some inspiration on how you build, how you go on building the character if you have only little investments. And now I will somehow try to kill this boss. Maybe I get a big explosion. Oh, I think I got... No, I didn't get a big explosion. Please, someone, please, someone. You, rare mob. If the rare mob explodes, we have big damage. We have maybe enough damage to kill the boss now. I think he is already dead. I'm not sure. No, he's not already dead. Yeah, I would maybe dodge that for now. I mean, I could swap rings like I did with the end boss, right? But can you die? I will just wait until his ignites, because it's not only me being ignited and damaging him, it's also sometimes him being ignited, and also I think the ignite we have around us does not chain from ourselves. So if we touch a mob with a big ignite on ourselves, the mob is not ignited and spreads it. This is not how it works, I'm pretty sure. If someone would say, oh, it is how it works, I would be pretty surprised actually, but I'm quite sure it's not how it works. However, since he is ignited and we have Cast Stunt Flame Surge, there is Burning Ground below him. And the Burning Ground, some ignite or the Burning Ground will still deal damage, even if we are dead. And in scenarios like this, it's very important that you kind of wait out the damage, because it's an annoying opponent and you just want him to die quick, right? Luckily we have Culling Strike if he would hit us. And we take the village. Very nice. More Ventor's Gambles. It's actually, I have a very good one, and it's actually, they are not really expensive, even for roll goods. It's not rough picking them up, right? But I kind of, I don't know, I kind of collecting those. I like those. So yeah. Actually, we can do this before I send you to a different video. I can quickly put myself so that you only see myself, hello, and search for my own video real quick, and show you kinda what I did. Videos. This was my first video, right? That's my job to judge. Yeah, no, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. This is actually beautiful. Okay, now you can watch. Now you are allowed to watch. Now you're allowed to watch, I believe. Okay, nice. So we have this. We have even a PoB that goes with it. So this should be really budget, like I already mentioned. We have random rare. I just crafted it. I'm pretty sure I just did Chaos Rest Fracture and just what did I even mana reservation efficiency. I just essence that one and throw it until I was happy, and then I just crafted the Searing Exarch and whatever the other guys called onto it. You can also easily craft the item with the Eldritch currency, like only adds or reroll prefixes or suffixes, right? It's really simple to craft. Boots the same. Movement speed essence with Chaos Rest until I was happy, very simple. Gloves the exact same. There we have Fulcrum, we have a Cloak of Flame, nice. We have this ring, we have this ring, we have some random necklace that only has rarity, life and all attributes, very simple. We have this belt, so we can anoint some something else. We have only 3 flasks because we run Bala Bala, which allows us to get empty flask slots, so we are basically curse immune with the ring and this flask, and it will never run out as long as we press it once. We are shock immune with this one, and alright, this might be interesting. You can kind of take what you want here. Obviously you can't take this because you don't want to be sun immune, but you can take one of those. They are all quite good depending on what you build, right? But I always choose to take this one because more movement speed, reduce elemental damage taken because we convert physical damage taken to fire, right? So this is really cool. I like this one, and here I always take reduced effective shock, but this is depending on your build. So with that and this reduced effect, we are basically shock immune because we shock ourselves, since Fulcrum reflects everything and we kind of inflict all elements, right? This is the same, we kind of have to be freeze immune somehow, and a good way of doing that is, oh, you can't see, sorry. A good way of being freeze immune is picking up a small cluster with this. Cannot be not freeze immune, but freeze immune you are with Arctic armor, sorry. But this one makes you chill immune, so you can't be chill, can't be frozen. You are shock immune, you're curse immune, and very chill. And now I'll show you this clip of me where I forgot to put camera in the right stuffle, but yeah, just see me twice now, it's fine. But yes, look, every gem was level 1. I was just level 67, 64, something like that. I just waited until at least one mob died somehow. I just played Firestorm of Pelting, boom, one mob died. I got the big ignite from Fulcrum on me, and then I just sprint and run into mobs, and those mobs die because of my big ignite, right? And I had lots of fun doing that. I believe I had, where was it? I believe this clip is super cool. This clip is super, I'm so happy. We have the boss. Okay, we have the boss. Where is he? Where is he? Can we kill him? This looks bad. I think we're gonna die. No, I lied. I think the boss is gonna die. Yeah! Nice. Very happy, very happy, very cool. So this is what you can do with a freshly level character and some gear. I think I had random jewels. Yeah, random jewels. Just max fire res. Life. This is all I had. This one was pretty good actually, but yeah. Random gear. You can already blast your maps. However, I wasn't even block based then, right? So block is so cool. Block is so cool. You just pick up these nodes for spell block, and that you get block spell damage for 5% chance. You pick those up for a lot of spell block and usual block, and you pick this up for more block. And if you're fancy and you want to really push the max block, you put up a red nightmare, which is not even bad because fire damage is extra chaos, is even more damage. And then, right, because I picked the altar, right? Wait, I didn't even know that that I have that. What's interesting? Good to know. But yeah, this gives us how much block? We have 75 currently. Without it, we have only 53. So this is some investment, like 12 divine most of the time. But yeah, with that and some fire rest tattoos, we are block capped. And block is just a really cool thing. And yeah, that's the build. If you want to reroll this build, there's so many options you can do this. I can just recommend it if you're looking for a chill currency farmer build. It's really cool. But yeah, the only downside is that if this were your only character, obviously you don't have to do any Ubers ever if you don't feel like it, or just get a friend or a booster to do it for your Atlas point. But if you 45 minutes, nice. If you plan to do any Ubers or stuff like that, and you only have this character, then your only option that somehow makes sense is to leave your skill tree as it is. It's mostly fine. You can even do this combo with the Unnatural Instinct here, and then the Light of Meaning, which gives you increased fire damage here, and you get like almost... No, you get more. You get like 180% fire or less, or a lot of increased fire damage. But leave your Atlas as it is, and just get maybe, for example, get a second Cloak of Flame and just pre-put in skill gems that are, for example, Fire Trap with something, right? And then maybe get a second setup, and mine is just for leveling gems, so that is that. But you can have a second setup with like Nebulous and the shield, because Nebulous also a lot of increased fire damage, right? You can do that, or wait, I can show you once. How it usually goes, but I won't put in anything serious. Just what small guy can we fight? Tell me, what small guy can we fight? What small guy that I don't plan on killing can we fight? Okay, which one is the big one, which one is the small one? One on C, one C. Okay, I just put in this and activate it. And okay. So usually, I mean, this is only a small guy, but just as a representation. Usually, can he kill us? He can kill us with his stupid stuff. Okay, we have to play mechanics, but he can't kill us with that. Usually, like this, we don't deal any damage, right? So we are kind of forced to put this in. Cast it once, and now we spawn minions. And now we have to wait until a minion explodes, and we get our ignite from the explosion. I think we just got it, and as you can see, we are dealing not a lot of damage. Like, we can kill him, we can obviously kill him, but it just takes... I mean, now we have to play the face. I didn't even do it. How was it? We kind of walk to where the stream is going, right? Oi. Okay. Yay, we found it. And he still has the mark on him, so we just move around. But you kind of get the point how annoying it is, right? Or for example, if you just want to farm Mesa map, and you don't get a big ignite before you go to the boss, right? Then it's annoying. So you kind of want either a setup with like Fire Trap or something that you actually deal some damage. Either that, or you try out the new Hex Blast of Contradiction with Minion Pact, which is you kind of have to invest something into it, more than in this, for example. But also this you can make way more out of this. You can put in a lot more damage, actually. You can... I don't want to do this anymore, this is annoying. What portals are disabled here? Fuck. No. What was I talking about? Right, the Minion Pack. No, I've completely forgot. What? Alright, this one, obviously you can put in a lot of currency into this one, obviously. You can go for a more expensive Timeless Jewel, for example. I just put in mine for Onslaught, on kill, which I easily can get on my boots, right, as a movement speed mod with Veiled Chaos Orb. Then the rest is just some useful stuff like 5% increased movement speed, 4% increased max life, 20 dex, because we need a lot of dex. These ones are pretty good, but I mean, yeah, these ones are pretty good, but those are not needed. Those are just AoE. Those are just AoE, basically AoE period. But there's a lot of jewels you can still put into it. For example, this Foulborn Unnatural Instinct, for example, you could put it here, and then you could just, because it allocates the big notables, right? So you can just allocate this one, then you have Anoint, then you have Anoint for your neck, one more Anoint, and could anoint something else, and you could put this one so you have more spell block and so you save some points. Yeah, actually you only have those 3, so you only, well, 3, I don't know if it's even, like, it's a small upgrade, sure, but it costs like, what, 300 divine currently? Or the other, there's another one that just says plus 15 fire damage over time and increased duration of ailments on enemies. That is pretty cool, but it's also like 60-70 divine. Then you could go for Impossible Escape, right? Is it called like that? I believe it's called like that, right? Or is it Impossible Escape, right? And do some fancy stuff all around the map. You can try to go mana efficiency, stacking stuff, mana reservation efficiency, and put in more auras, or you can go double curse for punishment, because punishment also very cool, because it's even 10% less damage that the enemy deals and you deal more damage over time. There's so much stuff you can do. You can go 6 life nodes if you're gonna go life stacking. However, life stacking, if you are not block based, is kind of wasted, because look at my life, right? 4.4, 4.2. Why? This, what? Where did I lose life? I usually have more, no? Huh? Wait, I lost this node. This one gives 5%. I lost life somewhere. I don't know where, but I lost life somewhere, apparently. But it's fine. If I get 200 or 300 more life, it doesn't change my physical max hit and stuff that much, because we benefit so much from enemies deal less damage, we take less damage, we convert damage to stuff, and if we could have like 5k more HP, yeah, sure, that would do a lot, but life is not that important. If you can even run on 3k HP, you can even go Petrified Bloods, and you can do so much stuff here. But yeah, this is how I choose to go on with this build. I'm very happy I can do all farming strategies, I believe. Obviously the boss ones are annoying, but yeah, in my next video I'm gonna go over the Exploits of Contradiction version. I invested a lot. The Atlas tree is really wild, and yeah, I will prepare that and then I'll make another video, and it will probably be already uploaded because I'll upload both at the same time. But yeah, that is it, and until then, hope you enjoy the game. Maybe you watch this like next league already and want to just check in how the build is, since you didn't play it for 3 years or something like that. But anyways, take care, best of times, and bye bye.